Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario 64. In the last episode, we got our first Power Star by defeating the King Bob-omb up at the top of Bob-omb Mountain, or the Bob-omb Battlefield, whatever it might be. And in this episode, we're going to continue on our trek through the Bob-omb Battlefield, collecting the rest of the Power Stars that Bowser stole. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Now our second Power Star will have activated, Footrace with Koopa the Quick.
Let's go.
Alright, let's go ahead and talk to the Bob-omb Buddy, because he did say that he wanted to talk to us after we'd recover the first Power Star, so let's see what he has to say. Thank you, Mario. The big Bob-omb is nothing but a big dud now, but the battle for the castle has just begun. Other enemies are holding other Power Stars. If you recover more stars, you can open new doors that lead to new worlds. My Bob-omb buddies are waiting for you. Be sure to talk to them. They'll set up cannons for you. Interesting. Alright, let's go see what you have to say. We're peace-loving Bob-omb, so we don't use cannons. But if you'd like to blast off, we don't mind. Help yourself. We'll prepare all the cannons in this course for you now. Bon voyage. Don't you mean bomb voyage? Alright, so... ready to blast off? Come on, hop into the cannon. You can reach the star up on the floating island by using the 4 cannons. Use the control stick to aim, then press A to fire. If you're handy, you can grab onto the trees or poles to land. So, the cannons are now active for us to use all 4 of them in this course. The main one being here, obviously. There's also a gigantic Koopa Trooper over there, but before we go and talk to him, there's one sign that I realized that I missed in the last episode. Let's see what this one has to say. There are 4 camera C buttons. Press C up to look around using the control stick. You usually see Mario through Lakitu's camera. It is the recommended view for normal playing. You can change angles by pressing C to the right. If you press R, the view switches to Mario's camera, which is directly behind him. Press R again to return to Lakitu's camera. Press C down to see Mario from afar, using either Lakitu's or Mario's view. So just camera reviews. So the Bob-omb Buddy said that we could reach that island up there with the cannons, which we can. This is actually one of the few courses where you can actually do, stars out of order that way. Technically, now that we've beaten the big Bob-omb, we could go ahead and get any of the other Power Stars in this course all right now. But we're going to go in order. So let's go ahead and talk to our big Koopa Troopa here.
Hey Mario, is it true that you beat the big Bob-omb? Cool! You must be strong and pretty fast. So how fast are you anyway? Fast enough to beat me, Koopa the Quick? I don't think so. Just try me. How about a race to the mountaintop where the big Bob-omb was? What do you say? When I say go, let the race begin. Ready? Go!
And we're off. This race is very easy. All you have to do is remember that Mario's momentum in the air is not slowed down the way that it is when he's on the ground. So that if you're in the air more often than you are on the ground, then you're going to beat him quite easily. The best way to do this is by spamming your long jump. Yes, this game actually does have a very primitive physics engine when it comes to Mario's momentum. So if you're in the air most of the time, that's the way where you build up and gain the most speed. Which, you know, this is a tactic you usually see speedrunners use if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, see, I screwed up fairly badly there because for some reason I got a frame rate drop when I was just about to round that corner. But if you're good, you can usually make it up to the top of the mountain in less than a minute just by using the long jump without even bothering trying to use a teleport or something cheap. And look at that, we fell and we're still beating the big lizard. So Koopa the Quick, he might seem like a bit of a random thing, but his presence and not to mention his size are going to be more explained in a later course. See, just a couple here, and then you can actually do this too to cut your time off a little bit. But yeah, I have done this in under a minute. It just takes a matter of doing it properly. And unlike a lot of other games, spinning around like this does not make Mario dizzy. Which, that's something else I wanted to try to explain, is that Mario's moveset in this game is so different from his moveset in every other game that I think it might be part of the power of the stars, just like his extended life bar. You saw that all the signs leading into the castle talked about how Mario's moveset was going to be different now. Well, that's probably why. They were probably giving him new powers as he came into the castle to rescue Peach.
Whoa, you really are fast. A human blur. Here you go. You won it. Fair and square.
And Koopa the Quick is gracious enough in defeat to give us our second Power Star. Thank you very much, sir.
Here we go!
Footrace with Koopa the Quick. Done. Yes, the rest of this Let's Play is going to be going quite a bit faster than the first star did, just because the first star was mostly an introduction. Shoot to the island of the sky! So now with this star, we can actually go. The world is pretty much opened up. There are certain stars that you can only do when they're selected, i.e. Koopa the Quick will only be here if you have Footrace with Koopa the Quick selected, and the Big Bob-omb will only be up at the top of the mountain if you select his star. But for the rest of the stars in this level, I believe the level is pretty much the same. Now that we've beaten Koopa the Quick, a Koopa Troopa actually appears over here, which I will show what he does as soon as we've gotten to one of the later stars in this world. Let's go ahead and shoot at the island. There are actually two ways you can do this. You can shoot right for the rim, so that Mario will basically belly flop over the edge and just hit the top and stop, or you can aim straight up in the sky like I like to do. And land right on the island. If you're good, you can actually hit this sign from a blind shot like that. Sometimes, if you pass through a coin ring or find a secret point in a course, a red number will appear. If you trigger 5 red numbers, a secret star will show up. So yes, there's a bit of a clue to one of the stars that we're going to be getting later in this level, but the name of the star was Shoot to the Island in the Sky, and we did. Well, let's go ahead and break this block and see what's inside it. Oh, it's a Power Star. Lucky me.
Here we go!
I mean, I guess the Power Stars, I'm not really sure exactly what their power is, but they're obviously important, at least in this game. You've recovered 3 Power Stars. Now you can open any door with a 3 on its star. You can come and go from the open courses as you please. The enemies ahead are even meter, so be careful. Interesting. But yes, the Power Stars in this game are fairly important, obviously, even though we're collecting them, like candy, this early in the game. They give life to these worlds, which my guess is that Bowser did not create these worlds. They were already here, and he's just, the Toad didn't know what he was talking about. But yeah, they give life to these worlds. They give power to the castle, basically my guess is to probably protect the kingdom. Oop, out of here, Goomba. And then, let me see, smash a Goomba. Yeah, but then in later Mario games, i.e. Mario Party and such, collecting Power Stars became sort of almost a rite of passage for anyone who proclaiming themselves to be a hero. Interesting. So, the red coin missions. These are, I wouldn't say a holdover. I believe they were in Mario Land, the original Mario Land first, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Anyway, you have to collect 8 red coins in a level to get a Power Star. You remember there was 1 red coin on top of the Chain Chomp's pole. There's another one on that hill there. The easiest way to collect most of them in this level is actually to use the Koopa Troopa. Because in this game, unlike in other games, Mario doesn't pick up and hold a Koopa shell when he grabs it. He surfs on it. And this is actually one of my favorite parts of this game, is just the utter coolness of seeing Mario surfing on a Koopa shell. I know it doesn't make any sense at all, but it's still awesome. Unfortunately, though, if you hit a wall... Oh my. What on earth were you doing up there, Chain Chomp? So, one other thing is that after you steal his shell, the poor Koopa Troopa is going to be running around like a mad thing until... And he will try to steal his shell back by knocking you off and then taking it from you. Unfortunately, though, you're invincible to all enemy attacks while you're on the shell, so all he'll basically do is kill himself. Let's put the poor guy out of his misery, huh? Koopa's nothing without a shell. And from killing the Koopa Troopa, we actually get a blue coin, which is worth 5 coins, something that I believe was only in this game for it to count towards your coin total. Later games, they would not. There's 2 more red coins over here in this pasture, but I'm going to wait to get those until last, because that's where the star appears anyway. So we're going to have to come back there. I don't want to just waste time and loop all the way back, even though we're going to have to anyway. The course is designed that way. So down here under the bridge, there's a Bob-omb that if you pick up Bob-ombs and then throw them, they'll explode automatically, so you don't have to wait around for their fuse to go out. There's a 1-up sitting on the floor, another red coin, and then you can press the switch to open this gate up to give yourself a shortcut back to the meadow up here if you need it. Which is, I guess, useful, but not really all that much useful. There are better shortcuts. Alright, so this coin up here, this is probably the most tricky coin to get in this level. Not hard, but tricky, because this is a slope. Mario cannot run up slopes. It's just a high enough gradient that his shoes can't get any traction, considering that he's just wearing plumber shoes. So if he was wearing cleats, we wouldn't be having this problem, Mario. But basically, there are 2 ways to get this. Ouch. See, this is another gradient right here. Ow. Well, that wasn't fair. Oh, that was close. But basically, there are 2 ways to collect that red coin. The way that most people do it is that they go up to... The way that you're supposed to do it is that you're supposed to go up the mountain to where that Bob-omb was with the block and the cannon in the tree, right up there. And then slide down the slope to reach it. But I do things a little bit more differently. Yes, actually, this is the one of the 2 uses that the crawling mechanic has, is that you can actually crawl up slopes of almost any gradient. It takes a long time, but you can do it. This enables you to get to some coins and things that would otherwise be inaccessible or that you might miss out on because obviously you can't run up slopes. So if you, for instance, this coin, you were to slide down this slope, then you would be able to just crawl back up it if you missed it. There are later levels where where similar slopes will be one-time return things. There's no way to get back up to the top of the slope, and you can get any coins that you missed just by crawling back up to reach them. It's a nice little trick, something I've actually figured out on my own, just experimenting with it as a kid, and honestly something I haven't seen a whole lot of other Let's Players use. I bet a lot of people don't even know that this even works. I don't even know if they programmed this into the game on purpose or if it's just a bug in the physics engine, but hey, whatever works, right? Whatever works. So yeah, there's the pastor right down there with the cannon and the Bob-omb and everything. The Bob-omb patrolling a tree. So let's go ahead and head up further up the mountain because there's another red coin that we're going to need to grab before we go back to the pasture. There's a red coin right out there on the floating island. We can't use this cannon because no matter how much we try, it won't go back down into the ground. So, whoops. So basically what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to use that other cannon on the side of the mountain. Now, since I fell down, normally you'd have to go all the way back up the mountain, but since I'm a boss, let's see if I can pull this off. Come on now. No, I thought you could wall jump up to the top here, but apparently I was mistaken since one wall is a bit slanted, which I think this gradient might be too tall to climb up anyway. So yeah, there's no way. Alright, I will go back up to the top then. So a lot of people do like to collect the 100 coins in the level during this red coin mission, just because the red coins count as 2 coins each on your coin total, and for getting 100 coins in the level, you actually get a hidden star. So, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait and do the 100 coins in a later mission. We're actually going to save 2 stars in this level until later on, just because they'd be easier to collect once we have another power-up. So we'll go ahead and aim for this tree. There we go. And we'll go ahead and do our handstand and then our high styling dismount. Oh, I just missed it. Alright, so we can actually use the cannon to go ahead and shoot back to the meadow where the red coins are. It's right off in this direction. Alright, and then, let's see, here we go. Some Goombas here, I can just safely ignore you. You're less than useless. So by collecting all 8 red coins, a power star appears here by this ghostly apparition of a star, and we can go ahead and collect it. Easy enough. Find the 8 red coins, completed, with 33 coins. Alright, let's go ahead and jump right back in. See what I mean? This Let's Play is going to start to go a little bit faster now, once that I got a little introduction out of the way. So this one, Mario Wings to the Sky. This is actually one of the stars that I'm going to want to save until later, because you remember that signpost up on the island? Well, that's telling you that there are actually 5 secrets that you can get in this level to make an extra star appear. But the 5 secrets are actually in the air. We don't have a power-up that lets us fly, and that cannon, we could just use the cannon, but it's not very reliable. So instead, we're actually going to sequence break and go to do a star that we're not supposed to know that we can do yet. If you come around here, you can see that there's a power star behind that gate. You probably saw it when we were chasing the Koopa Trooper around here earlier. Well, ouch. He's got a good track on us. Ow. Alright, I'm gonna need some help. So, the Chain Chomp takes 3 whole life out of you every time he hits you. And it is a little bit tricky to hit his pole there, just because, well, it's a narrow little itty-bitty platform, and you have to jump on it to reach it, which isn't easy to do. Ow. I just lost a health cube, but brilliant. There, that's better. Alright, so that gives me my 3 hits back, I believe. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to want to run around here, ouch, and jump on this pole, and then ground pound it. Ouch. One more. Come on, baby. There we go. Just did it. And the Chain Chomp is so happy that he's free that he busts the gate down and then disappears into the horizon. So yeah, he didn't want to be a guard. He was just under the control of the King Bob-omb. But, you know, we freed him, and we got a power star. So he wasn't just guarding the bridge, he was guarding a whole nother star as well. Diabolical. So, yep, there's 2 more stars in this level that we could get now, but we're going to wait and do those another time, because we've got another level that we're going to open up first. But we're not going to do that until the next episode, because I think this one's about long enough right now as it is. So I will see you guys all next time on Let's Play Super Mario 64 with course number 2. Good night, folks.